Well, welcome to Witp Gaming and War in the Pacific Admirals Edition, our play-by-email playthrough. If you're enjoying the series, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate all the comments that I've gotten so far. Okay, we've taken Leh on Papua. No contest, didn't even have to fight for it. Landing at Katapang on Borneo. That was the night phase. 53% moonlight. Weather forecast thunderstorms somewhere. I think that was Aar. So he has some ships down there. Be interesting to finish this and see what's happening. All right. And as usual, Zero's over Clark Field attacking the Warhawks. And no casualties for either. He got 2 in the air. 17 Buffaloes defending east of Kuala Lumpur against our Nels. We lost 3 Nels. So we finally got enough aircraft. Let's see here. In our attack with the Bettys and Nels on Clark Field, we lost 1 Betty. He lost 1 Warhawk with 1 Hawk damaged. And Zero's late. Almost better never. Just don't waste the fuel and supplies. Sally's and Lily's getting very little done as usual. It's the Bettys and the Nels. All right. Outside of Nanyang, 24 Allied casualties caused by the Ans. Tojo's engaging the H-81s. And we lost a Tojo. Oh, I love that for us. We cannot replace those for, 6 or 9 months till we start building Tojos. And that's the experimental version. All right. Okay, Ying Chao and the remnants, the floodplain of the Yellow River, 49 Allied casualties. Up in the mountains, how did it get fighters in the mountain? They must be flying out of Yan'an. We're getting to that point that I'm pushing his Chinese forces far enough away from my bases that he's now in range of his bases. All right. Wow, Buffalo's getting work done on the Sallies, 4 damaged. All right, our bombing campaign on Malay is done until I can get some fighter cover. That is ridiculous. Hudson's going after our transports around Mindanao. New damage. Nell's coming in. And half of them don't even make it to the bombing. We get 4 destroyed. 4 Nels lost. Oh. And that was just for a few casualties as he retreats. That's awful. Just awful. Okay, that concludes the air campaign for January 8th. Bombardment, nothing. In the mountains, 1 to 2, 407 casualties for us, 87 for him. Yay. Muliman. In Burma, we have captured it. Surrender, surrender, and surrender. That's wonderful to hear. 195 casualties for us, 1,203 for the Allies. The 112, no, that's us. 6th Burma Rifles, 4th Burma Rifles, and the Tenasserim BAF Battalion. Destroyed. Tarakan, he's attacking as we recover some fatigue and disruption. Probably go ahead and launch another assault there. Tokyo and Saipan. So Saipan got the last unit of that. The 82nd Naval Guard is in Tokyo. We're going to go ahead and strategically move those guys over to Hiroshima Cure. Next up, let's head to Indochina. Sally, airfield attack, stand down. Level bomber training, level recon, you can recon. Phnom Penh, Sally, training. Training. Yes. All right. Saigon, you are transports. You are standing down. Stand down all around. All right. Camaran Bay, we're good. Soctran, we're good. Stand down here in Kota Baru. Get these Oscars. Oh, can the bees using drop tanks sweep? Select target. Yep. That's what we're going to do. Sweep. Using drop tanks. Select target. Let me try Malacca, just in case he's got some troops there. You are all Nates. You are all useless, short-ranged aircraft. I can also... yes, upgrade. I'm going to need some pilots. I'm going to need some fighter pilots. I don't think... Let's see how the training's going here in Manchuria. Ig. We're only a month into... Oh, here's a couple. 1, 2. That's all I really can take from there. He doesn't have the defense yet. 1. One more, I think it was. All right, that should be enough. Let me... no, I want to drain these air units so that I can turn some of them into training units for the defense. So I'm gonna basically train these guys till they're at 70 in the air, and then pull them out, not replacing them. And the not replacing part is so that I can switch up what the units are assigned to train. All right. So we've got the pilots. Send you to training command. And I'll need... Hold up. Okay, you are not. You don't have the asterisks. Good. I'm going to request one more pilot. And might as well, yep, send you to training command. You want to send as many pilots as you can to training command early because your planes suck early. If that hasn't already been determined. I also do not like... I know this guy has a 70 air, and I'm not going to be able to replace that easily. In fact, that is the highest commander. However, I don't like sending squads into harm's way with commanders flying. 3 days for him. Okay. There's that. Let's see here. All right, Muliman. Yeah, I'm going to lead with the 112th. Move across the, was it Sitang Bridge? Set all to op mode, all to follow. And we're going to continue the invasion of Burma, at least up to Pago, until we get that other division, which is not yet in Bangkok. Deliberate attack on, this is Port Dickson? Yeah, Port Dickson. Then he's got 17 units in Johor Bahru, but only 4,600 troops. So those have got to be a lot of support units. That's interesting. All right. Let's see here. You guys are loading troops. So still not there yet. Hopefully the next day we are attacking Palembang. There are 8,800 troops and 7 units, 60 guns, 4 armored fighting vehicles. But we have the 38th Division, which is somewhat experienced. A deliberate attack on Tarakan. Try and take that. Got you guys moving. You need to load troops. You fit before. Dadgummit. Oh. Well, hell. Unload troops. Return to Davao. Yeah, I need to find another solution here. All right, he's got some motor torpedo boats over here at Ternate. I have a light cruiser and 3 destroyers. We're gonna send them over there. Say hello. How they're doing? All right. These guys. Okay, I don't think we're loading any more troops out of Davao. No. So I need to head over to Badlabab with all of these guys. Remain on station. I don't have fuel. Yep. Everybody goes to Badlabab. Remain on station. You guys also, please head to Badlabab. I have no idea how that's how you say this island's name over here. Babeldaob. But that's the fun way to say it. So that's what I'm going with. Fun over realism sometimes. Okay, how's the unloading going? Pretty good. All right, you guys are moving. One more turn and you'll all be there. So I will go ahead and start moving everyone else. And these guys can start moving. Everybody to Clark Field. Set up, set to march. I do want the shipping engineer to move actually to Manila. I know it'll be a minute before we actually need them at Manila. Before we clear the minefield, take Bataan Peninsula, yada, yada, yada. But I have them. Might as well prepare them. Okay. On to this lovely area here. Taking Manus. This force. Okay, once we're out loading, I'm going to have them remain on station. I may move. How close is okay? 18 miles moved out of 46. Yeah, the 4th Division may go on a little expedition. Yeah. All right. As far as the carriers go, I'm going to move them into the Bismarck Sea. A little bit better coverage on what we're actually doing. As far as Rabul goes, we now have 192 aviation support. So, these lovely Bettys and Nels, they're too beat up. Reattach. So this is 36 possible aircraft. There are 24 in the squadron right now. 28 pilots, though. Reattach you. Bihoro K1 has, 28 aircraft out of 36. Yeah, I'm going to let everybody, let's no replacements. I'm going to take replacements off, get the planes repaired, fly them to Rabaul, where we're going to expand the port and expand the airfield. We can get those up pretty high. Might as well build some fortifications also. Do we have a lot of supplies? Yes, we do have quite a bit of supply. So we'll be good on supplies over there. Next up, Claude. Removed by... Can I go ahead and get some political parts? Yes. So if you draw a air squadron early, like I just did with those Claudes, they were supposed to leave on April 7th, where we're drawing them on January 9th. If it's within, I think it's 60 days of the withdrawal date, you can withdraw them early and get extra political points. Yes. I need this. Yep. Train sweep, max range, pilots. You guys are going to training command. Oh, no. Reserve. I don't want pilots in the 40s in this group here. All right, fighter. Yeah, we've got a lot of pilots that need training. All right, we're going to take on some experienced pilots. Nobody's below a 69 overall. Doesn't look... Air experience, nobody's below a 66. Could be better. Defense, 63. That is fine. I'm going to let this one plane repair. Says estimated 1 day. And then this unit is going to Rabaul as forward combat air patrol. I do have all these guys set up back here. Training units. You want the base stats. So these are fighters. Base stat to get to 70. And then switch them over to training on the next stat. So you keep rotating individual pilots, because this game is that granular. Yes, okay, that's all of them. And what I'm doing with the fighter pilots in Manchuria, where I'm draining the squadrons once they get up to the training level that I want, putting them in reserve, and then we'll begin to train the second skill once I've got free squads. I want to get that initial bump, if it were. But for instance, like we've got our torpedo pilots training over here. 65, 63, 62, 63. So none of them are ready to transfer. But once they finish with the naval training, torpedo training, they'll do naval bombing training, and then ground bombing training. I do need to get a carrier up here. Specifically, I would like the Akagi. So Akagi has 81 aircraft capacity. And you can, of course, land carrier-capable aircraft on the Akagi, make the squadron 81 in strength, and then you've got a lot more aircraft and a lot more pilots training. Now, we do have an agreement that I won't use those on the front lines until he is closer to the Japanese home islands, at which point the game should pretty much be over. But then again, having literally hundreds of aircraft able to fly and meet him could make at least deter him a little bit. Okay. China, I think... Tojo's, I was really hoping for these guys. I'm going to put them on training also. These fighters... I need to draw aircraft. They still have 12 pilots, but we had lost some. And they're changing to 30 strength in November of 42. I kind of need that sooner than later, although we don't have many aircraft. Okay. I don't have... I need to buy out I don't even have any long. I'm trying to think how I can get some fighters to counteract his combat air patrol around Yan'an. And I'm thinking about it. Not only do I not have the ground support in North China, I don't have fighters in North China that are capable have the range. So we're going to check the industry for a change here. This is the armament. We have 23,000 backstock. That's good. Vehicles, we only have 446. Still building a few more at Mazura. I need to increase his supply. So we'll see if that begins. Engines. Good on 31s. 32s, I need more. 33s, I definitely need more. We're going to go up by 30. So right now we have 90 being produced a month, so 3 a day. Going up by another 30, that's 4 a day is the idea. The HA32s, we still have 7 more factories to complete, and that will give us 90, 120, and 150, so 5 a day. I think the Tokyo one I can go ahead and increase by another 30. 34s, yeah. We have the supply. Okay. And they are built. They are expanding. It's at 36 right now. We've got another 24 in the queue. The HA35s, 145 backlog. Both of the production centers still growing. The HA5s, we have 94, producing 10 a month. Not a big deal. Hiroshima. Oh, no, Hiroshima Cure has supply now. We sent that one fleet with a bunch of supply out of Hiroshima Cure, so that's probably why it failed to expand, but it should go back to expanding. We've got 70 zeros, 14 Kates, 8 Vals, 36 Jakes. We're producing soon 60 Jakes a month. At that point, I'm going to stop the Glenn and Pete production because we're just going to convert most of our float planes to Jakes. They have the range. Nels, producing 30 a month, I have 0. Betty's, producing 30, I have 20. Mavis's, producing 30, I have 18. I like the Mavis's. Problem is their maintenance requirements means that most of them will be down. They'll be crash landing. They'll be gutting them for parts. They just seem to disappear. So having more Mavis's in production than you think you need, probably smart. Sally's, I've got 18. Oscars, oh, this is about to have 34. 34 Lilies must have been a misclick somewhere or whatnot, but I have 4 Oscars. I have 3 lines of Oscar production. I need another, let's do, I'm going to go 28. No, 26. And it'll produce 60 out of Mabashi. Actually, 120 Oscars a month out of Mabashi. And another 30 out of Harbin. That should be good. Dinaz. I'm trying to convert all the Babs to Dana so that I can recombine recon units. Right now I have 16 in the pool. That's probably another 1 squad, 2 squads. Lilies, you are useless to me. But I have 27, I mean. Sonia's 39, Talia 12, and Topsy 12. Okay. That is, let's check our R&D. Don't expect any of these to have filled out yet. So some of them, like take the H8K1 Emily. We have 6 of 24. There's a chance every month that increases the closer you get to the month of production, which for this one is 742. We're in 1 of 42 right now. Of these completing, once it's completed, it gives you points, 100 points. So 3 months if you have 30, roughly gets you advanced a month in research time. So it'd go from 742 to 642. The idea is that we want some of these to complete. Like I've got the 2A Oscars in 1142. I want these to complete so that I can then advance that to the next round of Oscars. They won't lose. They'll continue to produce, so you don't have to wait for them to reconfigure anything. Don't know why that was a no. And work on that next gen of fighter or whatever you have. So if periodically, like these K-49 1A Helen at Yokohama, 23 of 30, so another 7 to go. That's production in 4 of 40 for April of 42. But we can then, once they complete, go and switch it out for the KI-49 2A. And then 2B, which 2B would not normally be available until 9 of 43. But if we're producing that, hopefully at about 90 a time, is this guy, let's up his supply just a little bit so he can make sure everybody's got the supplies they need to finish these projects. But you've got 120 working a month once all 3 of these lines get finished. Then every month it's advancing that by a month. And so you can really send some of these later war aircraft into production very early if you do everything right. Early, comparatively speaking. It obviously still takes a lot of time. Like, for instance, we have completed the Toka, and it says R&D 2%. Well, right now we're producing 2. It isn't due until 12 of 45, which if we're 12 of 45, he's invading the home islands, hopefully. And I've already surrendered. But 2% over the course of several years might bring that down a few months. Maybe. Not as fast as their plan with like the zeros. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 lines of zeros, AM63s, 2 A6M2N roofies. Those can all converge into the same A6M5, I believe it is. And we now have 6 lines of 30 producing a fighter that shouldn't come out until 8 of 43, or maybe I go for the A6M7, which is 5 of 45, and now all of a sudden you're speeding it up by 2 months every month. Yes. Well, you're speeding it up by 2 months every month and a half. Which can obviously bring that into 44, maybe even late 43. And now all of a sudden you've got an armored carrier-based fighter, which the Japanese normally wouldn't get pretty much for the entire war. Sorry for the little tangent on production. For those that were not aware, that is how it works. For those that were, sorry. Not sorry. All right. China, I think, other than grounding those Tojos, I probably should. Let's find a decent target. All right, I'm going to keep going for the Sallies out of Port Arthur. I need to find a better target. Let's go for Yingchao. Set all. We're going to bring these guys down to 10,000 feet. Really, once Yingchao falls, because this here, I need fighters over North China to continue. I may need to buy out these Sally squads and move them to Hankow, or move them into a training role. Because I'm sure the pilots are getting some work done. Yeah, I mean there's a couple over 70. It's decent. General experience will go up faster in combat than training. But all right. We look down here. These guys can load troops off of Leh. And he does have a unit at Wow. I don't think I can't. Oh. Okay, we're going to take Salamau. And then march inland. There's no roads. No. Absolutely no roads. You know what? Not worth it. Unload troops. And you guys get to move. I'm going to move them up the only road in Papua, it feels like, to Nadzab. Let's capture the dot base. We may be able to capture these two just by proximity. Yeah, because the 4th Division, I would land at Bona and march across using the Kokoda Trail. I realized I was done historically to not good results. However, doing it this early might form a distraction for him and force him to keep maybe some assets he was looking to throw into the SRA against me closer to the Solomon and the Coral Sea, the Solomon Sea, Australia, which my goal would be to land on Darwin and maybe capture at least down this rail line, take Horn Island, and threaten him in northern Australia in this game. My other game, I am going for India. Right now, I basically have the Burma line, but I am consolidating 9 divisions that I plan to do. Hopefully, I can pull off a simultaneous 3-port, so Diamond Harbor, Chittagong, and Cox's Bazar, landing with 9 divisions, 3 on each, along with a tank division moving up the road. Hopefully that works, because he is... Midway's happened, and we had to call it back because of a glitch. But yeah, he's taken my fleet to task. Even the Yamata's in dry dock right now, without getting a shot off in the battle. Hopefully that doesn't happen in this game. By the way, when do we get Yamato? Let's see here. Battleship Yamato. June 3rd, 1942, and December 13th, 42 for Musashi. I do like to use those super heavy battleships just to run amok in things. I don't mind putting them at risk and possibly losing them. Totally fine by me. But this episode's about twice as long as they normally are. Took some time to explain some stuff. Hopefully you guys find that helpful. But thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.